In terms of that game last night, I think you can make the argument it's the best game one of all time, and it feels rare that for a series with this kind of hype, it surpassed the hype.
It did.
So far, for sure.
It exceeded the hype. Put it on the poll. Is that the greatest game one in the history of the NBA?
Name another one, Izzy. I saw you laughing.
No, I was laughing because a little bit of Italian came out of you there. You're like, I forget what the phrasing was, but a little bit of Italian came out of you for a second.
I think I have one, actually. The Michael Jordan 6 threes in the first half against, I believe it was the Portland Trailblazers.
Wrong game one or two?
Wrong place, wrong time. I think it was game one where he shrugged to Magic Johnson because even Michael couldn't believe.
Game one.
Yeah, even Michael couldn't believe how hot he was from three. So
the fact that you couldn't remember who it was against, probably not a good sign that it was a great game.
I was going to say it was against the Lakers, but he shrugged to Magic. Magic would have been playing, not calling the game. So
I can think of another big game one. Spurs involved in this one, too. Spurs Warriors, the one where Kawhi had a big lead. I think they were up 25-26 until Jaja Pachulia slid his foot under him and turned his ankle, and that changed everything.
Wemby went for 41 points, 24 rebounds. They beat OKC in game one on the road, which is absolutely amazing when you consider that OKC 8-0 in the playoffs headed into that game. Wemby is young. That team is young. They're without De'Aaron Fox, and still they get the game one victory over Oklahoma City. Yes, Taylor.
Ricardo just nominated Sixers-Lakers in 2001. Was a great game one.
Step over game. I was at that game.
Was that the game the Sixers won in L.A.?
The one game in the series, yeah.
Yes, and then they lost in 5?
Yep. Gentlemen sweep if there ever was one.
They lost the next 4. That was Iverson and Mutombo, that team, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing that I love about Wemby, speaking of Mutombo, like the mythology of sports, right, where it's just like you're supposed to build your way up and you're supposed to sort of check these boxes on the way to your greatness, right? You're supposed to want it worse than everybody else.
He doesn't seem interested in checking boxes, right?
No, right. No,
yes.
he does. It's very fast.
Yes.
Just checking them all.
Yes.
All of them in one postseason.
Right.
And you're looking at like his, what they say about LeBron, right? Didn't have a killer instinct, yada, yada. What Wemby is showing you so far at every stage where the stakes get higher and higher, it feels like he's giving you more and more.
Yes.
And last night, for example, you knew he wanted it. You knew he wanted it in front of that crowd because SGA was winning the MVP, and obviously it's the defending champ, and it's the next round of the playoffs, and some would say it's the final round. Some would say this is the finals, right?
Sure.
So he wanted it all and then delivered for you on the first chance he got.
Yes.
And it's just you don't normally see that. You've got to see people climb the ladder. You've got to see LeBron James struggle against Detroit for a couple of years in a row before he finally breaks through.
Right. He does it in a way that's spectacular. I mean, really, the youngest player ever to go 40-20 in a playoff game. I mean, it's absurd, is he, what we're watching? To have a guy who has that kind of length but has that kind of athletic ability and can pull up from the logo and hit a big game-tying three late in the game and shoot it with the form of Steph Curry. He's not pushing it. That is a natural shot for Victor Wembanyama. It's remarkable to watch. It really is.
Well, the funny part is I was saying to myself, really, about his size advantage.
Yes.
There is no competition for that, literally. I mean, Chet Holmgren is not his size, and yet people think that's his competition, right? So you could throw the ball up there and make it look like, an adult playing against a bunch of 5-year-olds, and he can just dunk it every single time.
Right.
If that's only who Victor Wembanyama was, it'd be like, man, that's crazy. That's such an advantage to have in the NBA. And then it's like you're saying, he pulls up for threes anywhere, and he wasn't doing it a whole lot in this game, but he can pull up from three from anywhere.
Yes.
And he absolutely owns the game when he's on defense. Like, owns the game. I know I've had this conversation with you before about, like, we were kind of criticizing him. I was saying, look, defense is not half of basketball. It's just not. With him, it might be.
Yes.
Like, with him, it might be that big of a factor every single time down the court where SGA is thinking, with the ease that I know I can score normally, that's how difficult it is for me now. Victor absolutely changes the game.
He might not block the shot, but he makes you think. And that's important. Like the fact that those guys who are never thinking on Oklahoma City because everything's come so easily and naturally to them, they're out there thinking. You could see them thinking, should I take it to the rack or not? Because they don't know if that guy's going to be there. Yeah, Taylor.
That's the enjoyment that I watch this series with, where all season we kind of talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder like they're the big bad boogeyman. And then once they go up against Victor Wembanyama, and now the Spurs are 5-1, including the regular season against this Thunder team, you're seeing the Thunder, who are normally bullying everybody, being like, we can't even get within 8 feet of the basket because we're so worried about this 7'4" guy swatting our shot into the 10th row.
And he's asking for all of it. He's asking for all the pressure. He's asking for you to demand it of him because he's basically saying, look, I'm going to do this. And I want to play the sound from after the game where it's basically the reporter setting up the question saying, hey, did you feel this? Did you feel this? And Vic just confirming what we all wanted him to say.
Knowing that Shea had got that award and you were in the top 3 for it, and, did any part of tonight feel personal? Some of your facial expressions kind of look like you were really, really going for it.
Yeah, for sure. Everything you just said.
Everything. All of it. That's why he was laughing at SGA after he got a rebound and SGA looked afraid to shoot it. That's why after he blocked Jalen Williams, he's posing like he's being painted by somebody, 500 years ago. Like, he is absolutely wanting it, and I guess, what do you call that, overreacting, Taylor? Because he is absolutely showing you, as he's doing it, look at me, I'm doing everything I told you I was going to do, and I'm doing it against the defending champs and this other 7'2"
And I'm
guy.
doing it on the road without De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
Wembanyama was the star of the game for sure. The other person that I thought really showed out was the rookie Dylan Harper, where he becomes just the second rookie with 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals in a playoff game, joining Magic Johnson. But, Stu, my question for you, he's Ron Harper's son.
Mm-hmm.
If Ron Harper could go back in time, do you think he would have named Dylan Harper Ron Harper Jr. and Ron Harper Jr. Dylan Harper?
I think if you asked Ron that this morning, he absolutely would have opted for Ron Harper Jr. Yes.
Poor Ron Harper Jr. on the Celtics G League team is like, man, my dad really wishes he named my brother him.
I think Dan Byer wants to get in here, but Taylor, weren't you redrafting the 2025 draft before? Were you doing something? What were you doing before?
Yeah, so I'm working on the 2025 redraft right now. The Mavericks are on the clock. I'll let you know who they pick.
So it's not Cooper Flagg.
It might be.
It might be. It might not be.
On the clock. You just said it.
The thing that I loved, and I'm glad you guys talked about Wemby's defense, because that was the story I thought in the first half of Oklahoma City settling. But there's so many games within the games. So Wemby plays all but 7 minutes last night. So the minutes that Luke Cornett's in the game, you're like, wow, Oklahoma City better make their hay right now. There's just the little things like that of all right, can they take advantage of Wemby just being on the bench for a 4-minute spurt? It made last night so entertaining in so many different ways. And Jalen Williams' return, I mean, he's gassed. He's playing a double overtime game in his first game in a month. Last night just had everything.
I am told the pick is in, is he?
Okay.
Go ahead, Taylor.
Wow.
Yes.
The Dallas Mavericks, with the number 1 pick in the 2025 NBA redraft, have selected Dylan Harper, guard,
Ron Harper Jr.
The San Antonio Spurs are now on the clock.
So the Spurs are going to get
getting the number 2 pick? Oh, that's right. They had Dylan Harper last year.
Wait, so the Spurs are going to get Cooper Flagg?
You never know. It could go nipple.
All right, we'll come back to you in a second to get the second pick in the 2025 draft that has already happened. Well, tell me when the pick is on the clock. Isaiah Thomas going to join us here in just a second. Watching that as a Knicks fan, it was depressing because I'm excited about the Knicks. They play the Cavs game 1 tonight. Everyone thinks that series is going to be over in 5 or 6 games. But I was depressed as a Knicks fan because even if they get to the NBA Finals, and if that guy gets there, I said earlier I wanted Oklahoma City. I still do because I don't want to face San Antonio. And so I was depressed as a Knicks fan watching that game last night.
I'm just going to quote Taylor's friend from a text that he exchanged. Nobody's thinking about the Knicks right now. Nobody was thinking about the Knicks last night. Nobody's thinking. If you're a Knicks fan and you're sitting there envisioning the matchup between Karl Anthony Towns and Victor Wembanyama, you're going to drive yourself into a deep depression.
This is very exciting. The draft is moving quickly. The second pick is in. Let's go to Taylor.
With the second pick, the San Antonio Spurs select Concaniple.
Oh, wow.
Small fella.
You do need better shooting around Wemby.
Who has the third pick?
The Philadelphia Sixers are now on the clock.
Wow, they might get Coop.
Or Edgecombe. They already have a year of experience with Edgecombe, so maybe they want to draft him again.
I might take Edgecombe. I might stick with him. Who has the 4th pick in the draft?
The Hornets.
Oh, wow.